Hello everyone, how are you? In the chapter 3, we have discussed liberalization, which includes industrial sector reforms, financial sector reforms, tax reforms, foreign exchange reforms, trade and investment policy reforms. Then, we have discussed privatization and globalization, outsourcing. Today, we will discuss Indian economy during reforms and assessment, means an appraisal of new economic reforms, evaluation of new economic reforms. Economic reforms created mixed reactions at different levels. Some of positive, some of negative aspects of economic reforms. Number one, effect of new economic policy on economic growth. Economic growth is measured in terms of GDP. India's GDP growth rate increased from 5.6% during 1980-91 to 8.2% during 2007 to 12. The growth of agriculture declined. Industrial sector reported fluctuating growth rate. Service sector has grown rapidly. The growth rate of service sector reached 10.3% in 2014-15. Effect of new economic policy on foreign investment. Increase in inflow of foreign investment. The opening up of the economy has led to rapid increase in foreign direct investment and foreign exchange reserves. The foreign investment, which includes foreign direct investment and foreign institutional investment, has increased from about $100 million in 1991 to $30 billion in 2017-18. Rise in foreign exchange reserves. There has been an increase in the foreign exchange reserves from about $6 billion in 1990-91 to about $413 billion in 2018-19. India is one of the largest foreign exchange reserve holders in the world. Rise in exports. India is seen as a successful exporter of auto parts, engineering goods, IT software, and textiles in the reform period. Effect of new economic policy on prices. Rising prices have been kept under control. Yes, friends. Now we will discuss criticism. Criticism of new economic reforms. The reform process has been widely criticized for basic problems facing our economy, especially in areas of employment, agriculture, industry, infrastructure development, and fiscal management. Now we will discuss growth and employment during reform period. Though the GDP growth rate has increased in the reform period, but such growth has not generated sufficient employment opportunities in the country. Means there was jobless growth. Reform in agriculture. Reforms have not been able to benefit agriculture where the growth rate has been decelerating. This question is very important. Every point in this video is very important for the exam. Yes, friends, reform in agriculture. Number one, reduction of public investment. Public investment in agriculture sector, especially in infrastructure, has fallen in the reform period. Infrastructure includes irrigation, power, roads, market linkages, research and extension, which played a crucial role in the Green Revolution. Now, removal of fertilizer subsidy we have done. It affected the small and marginal farmers. Their cost of production increased. Reduction in import duty and the removal of import quota resulted in the arrival of foreign agricultural goods to our markets. So demand for our goods decreased. Number 4, removal of minimum support price made the farmers vulnerable to market risks. Number 5, shift towards cash crops. Farmers were encouraged to produce cash crops for export market. It resulted in the increase in prices of food grains. Now we will discuss reforms in industry. During the reform period, industrial growth rate slowed down in India during the reform period. What are the causes? Number 1, cheaper imported goods. Demand for our industrial products decreased due to the arrival of foreign goods. Our markets are opened for foreign goods. However, the developed countries have not opened their markets for our goods. Number 2, lack of infrastructural facilities. Reduction in public investment in infrastructure facilities affected industrial growth. Number 3, effect on employment opportunities. Globalization is often seen as a creating conditions for the free movement of goods and services from foreign countries that adversely affect the local industries and employment opportunities in developing countries. Number 4, non-tariff barriers by developed countries. Moreover, a developing country like India still does not have the access to developed countries' markets because of high non-tariff barriers. For example, although all quota restrictions on exports of textiles and clothing have been removed in India, USA has not removed their quota restriction on import of textiles from India. Disinvestment process during the reform period. In 91-92, target for investment was to collect rupees 2500 crore by disinvestment. The actual collection was 3040 crores. In 2017-18, target was 1 lakh crores. The actual collection was 1 lakh 57 crores. Criticism against the disinvestment policy followed during the reform period. Number 1, assets of public sector units were undervalued and sold to private sector. It caused a lot of loss to the government. Number 2, the money collected from disinvestment was not used for welfare activities. It was used to overcome the revenue deficit of the government. Number 3, mostly profit-making PSUs were sold to private sector. Effects of economic reforms on the fiscal policy. Public expenditure on social sectors reduced during reform period. Reduction in taxes we have done. Tax reforms, direct and indirect taxes are reduced to control the tax evasion. Reduction in taxes affected the revenue receipts of the government. Reduction in custom duties and tax concessions to foreign investors affected government's revenue. In order to attract foreign investment, Tax incentives were provided to foreign investors, which further reduced the scope for raising tax revenues. Effects of new economic policy on welfare and social justice. Number 1. Fall in agricultural production during the reform period added to poverty and unemployment in rural areas. Several farmers committed suicide. Number 2. Cutting of subsidies increased the cost of production of farmers. Farming became a loss-making business. Number 3. Privatization made the life of workers miserable. They lost job security. Number 4. Profit became the only aim of production. So, the production of socially desirable goods and services is neglected. Number 5. International competition resulted in the decline of small-scale industries. Several workers became unemployed. Number 6. Coming up of MNCs created a lot of job opportunities for educated people, especially women. Cheaper imported goods. Due to globalization, there was greater flow of goods and capital from developed countries. As a result, domestic industries were exposed to imported goods. Then, rise in prices of food grains. Due to export-oriented policy strategies in agriculture, production shifted from food grains to cash crops for the export market. It led to rise in prices of food grains. Spread of consumerism. New economic policy has been encouraging a dangerous trend of consumerism by increasing the production of luxurious goods. Unbalanced growth has been concentrated only in some selected areas in the service sector, such as telecommunication, IT, finance, entertainment, travel, hospitality services, real estate, and trade, rather than the vital sectors such as agriculture and industry, which provide livelihood to millions of people in the country. Thank you.